Okay, so we're going to continue our examples of how we multiply 2n plus 3 times n plus 2. We're going to be doing the lattice or table method. The book calls it table method. I call it lattice. It's really similar to lattice, the form of multiplication that everybody hated when they were in 3rd grade. But I think it's really useful because it helps us to keep track of what exactly is being multiplied here when we multiply the expressions. And if you look on your sheet here at the last problems, which are an extension of what we're doing here, where you've got binomials multiplied by trinomials, you're going to find the lattice might help you to keep track of all your terms. So the lattice method, let's think for a second about lattice when you were in elementary school and say you had to multiply 15 times 23, right? For the lattice method, you would set up your little box, draw in these diagonal lines. You do 15 times 23, and you would have to do 2 times 1, 2 times 5, 3 times 1, 3 times 5, and then you add everything up diagonally, right? That's 345 is the product of 15 times 23. That's lattice working with 2-digit numbers, and you could expand that to work with any number of digits. So when we're multiplying binomials, we can use a similar format. The book adds to your lattice. First of all, there's no diagonal lines in there, okay? The book adds these little boxes where you can write in your 2 factors that you're multiplying. So you can take the 2n plus 3, and you can split up those 2 add-ins. You do 2n plus 3 and n plus 2, okay? As long as the one factor is on one side and one factor is at the top, or sometimes you could write it at the bottom, it's not going to matter. You can put the 2n plus 3 here and the n plus 2 there. The order of these terms doesn't matter. I can have the n here and the 2 there, or the 3 here and the 2n there. None of that's going to matter because all you're going to do is multiply whatever's in the top row by whatever's in that outside row, okay? And then the products go here in the middle. So, for example, n times 2n is 2n squared. N times 3 is 3n. 2 times 2n is 4n. 2 times 3 is 6, okay? We've got now the products of each of these terms of the binomials, and we're going to just add up the 4 products together. You can write them down really in any order you want, but I want you to get used to doing standard form. Standard form, again, is we're going from the biggest exponent to the least. As we go, we can go, oh, 4n plus 3n, those combine to make 7n, and then add the 6. And there you go. That's the lattice or the table method for multiplying 2 binomials. I want you all to practice on your handout here. Okay, we're now going to do numbers 7 through 12. You don't have to do all of them, but definitely try them and see if you can get a little more familiar with this method, okay? 7 through 12, lattice or table method. I do want to say one thing for x minus 3 times x minus 2. When you are setting that one up, the minus 3, so that's like an x plus negative 3. You want to make sure you keep your negative in front of that 3. And then the x minus 2. And then when you go and multiply, just remember that's a negative 2 times an x, so that should be like a negative 2x right there. But I'll let you finish that one up for practice. If you have any questions, I'll talk to you on Friday. But give it a shot and see how you do.